Hey y'all, good morning. It's Ned over at My Philippine Dreams, and as promised, I'm finally wrapping up our 3-part series on So You Want to Be a Philippines Expat YouTube Millionaire. Today we're going to be talking briefly, hopefully, about some of the equipment, the software, and some of the tips and techniques that you can use as a new fledgling YouTube dude to try to make yourself a million pesos within 7 to 9 years. First up, the equipment. We keep it pretty basic. This is what I started with. It's just a GoPro Hero 2. It's a real old one. I think I got it about 2.5, 3 years ago for about $100 on eBay. It served us well. It's got all the different mounts, so you can mount it on your chest, you can mount it on your head, you can mount it on helmets and equipment, and you can bring it underwater. Some of the best footage I've got off that is the underwater footage. We also have a Sony CyberShot DSC WX300. And this is a pretty good little camera. It's just a little point-and-shoot camera, but it shoots 1080p. And the quality on it is a lot better than the GoPro because it's got a bigger lens, it's got a bigger aperture and all that stuff. The only downside of this is it only shoots 1080. I wish it shot 720. We also use our handy-dandy Samsung S5 for when we're out and about. We don't have our other cameras on it. This also shoots 1080. Unfortunately, this also doesn't shoot 720. When you're looking for a camera, get something simple, get something cheap. Ideally, what you're looking for is the ability to shoot 720p. That's not 1080, it's smaller, so you're dealing with smaller file sizes, and 720 is about all you need for YouTube at about 30 frames per second. You basically don't have to put a whole lot of money into a camera. If you're getting a GoPro, I'd definitely go for one of the GoPro 4s. They shoot in 720 and you don't have the fisheye. They have a way to get rid of that fisheye. PC, you need a computer. I recommend an i5 core processor. Don't use an Atom processor, an old laptop with an Atom processor, or a Core Duo. You're going to be grinding out and cooking up video processing, video transcoding. So you need a pretty decent system with a good CPU to do that. If you're shooting at 1080, if you want to go super high res, you really need like an i7 or a real high-end i5. Software. You don't have to get too crazy on the software. There's 2 free ones that are available, iMovie for Apple and Windows Movie Maker for Windows. I just did Windows 10 upgrade. I'm pretty impressed with it. Those are both free. They're both simple to use. We actually use AVS Editor and Sony Vegas. We use the AVS Editor for the talking head videos like this because it's a very simple system to use, and the Sony Vegas we use on the more complicated like travel videos. I gotta do this Apollo stuff. If you're using GoPro, you can also get GoPro Studio. You need that to process out the fisheye, so it's going to be a multi-step editing process. And at the very end, after you've edited your movie and you've done your transitions, your intro, your outro, and all your little funny subtitles and all that, you use Handbrake. If you're in the Philippines or you're in a place where you're challenged for bandwidth on your internet, what you're going to do is take that giant 1.5 gigabyte video file that you're going to make, you're going to put it in Handbrake, and you're going to shrink it down to about 150 to 100 megabyte file, which it's a lot easier to upload, especially in some cases where internet providers kind of limit their bandwidth and will throttle you after a while. There's also some simple things that you need to do before you get the camera, the PC, and all the software and stuff. You got to sign up for Google. Yes, you're going to become a slave to Google, a minion to Google. First you get your Google account, you get your Gmail, you get your YouTube. You can also sign up for a Facebook account to do either a personal Facebook page or like we're doing just a company page, the Philippine Dream page. You can also sign up for Twitter, Google+, because when you're uploading videos, it gives you the option to automatically send them to your Twitter feed and Google+ feed and all that stuff, and that's kind of handy for your SEO. I also recommend signing up for Blogger. Blogger is basically a free website system that Google offers. And if you really enjoy doing it and writing the content and linking it and making relevant content on that, you can actually upgrade to WordPress at some future point, and it automatically transitions over there. The biggest tips that I can give any new fledgling YouTubian is concentrate on lighting and concentrate on movement. You don't want to be doing like I do most of the time and swinging the camera around. because everybody's going to get discombobulated and you're going to induce vertigo in your viewers. So what you want to do is you want to move slowly, you want to pan slowly, and you want to make sure you're dealing with good light. The best light I've found is in the mornings, right after as the sun's starting to rise, and in the late afternoon as evening is approaching. Those are like the magic times to shoot. Tips on editing. And if you want more information, I'm going to do a big blog article, writing out all this information over at our website, and I'll put the link in at the end, and it'll also be down in the video description. The biggest thing about editing your video when it comes to transcoding and all that stuff, make sure that the bit rate of the file, of the video that you're taking, the bit rate and the frame rate match the output rates on your processor. For example, if you're shooting at 720p at 10,000 bits per second and you're shooting at 30 frames per second, make sure when you output that from your video editing software that it's set at 720, 10,000 bit and 30 frames per second. For my first 100 videos, I didn't realize that, and I was shooting at 30 frames per second and I was outputting at 25 frames per second. So if you go look back at the old videos, you're going to see like a herky-jerky motion at times because I didn't match up the settings. So that's really important. So for shooting video, it's lighting and camera movement. For editing, it's matching up the specifications on your file. And other things that you can do is basically the idea between doing a video is to tell a little story. You have an introduction, you have the content, and then you have a little summation at the end. Sometimes that's easier said than done because you get caught up in things, and sometimes it's hot and you're getting aggravated and stuff, and it's hard to do a good quality video like that. So that's basically what you want to do. You also got to make sure on YouTube that there's no music in the background. You can have roosters, you can have dogs, and you can have techno playing, but you can't have any copyrighted music playing in the background if you intend to monetize your videos. And I recommend that everybody monetizes their videos, so on that first day you can see, wow, I made 3 cents, or I think we made 17 cents our first day. But you can't have anything copyrighted in the background. Also use a monopod. These little selfie sticks. These are really popular in the Philippines. The good thing about the monopod is it provides some stabilization. The bad thing about the GoPro Hero is there's no built-in stabilization. These little point-and-shoot cameras usually have some stabilization, so that helps. So if you're using a GoPro, you want to use a tripod like I'm using right now, or just use a little monopod. And what's cool about the monopod is you can actually hold it up against your chest with the camera and hold the top of the camera and provide some additional stabilization, which is pretty cool. So these are good to have. Again, if you're going to do this, you might want to have a blogger site to link all your relevant information. That helps, and you can also monetize your blogger site and WordPress site. For trolls, just don't put up with it. You're going to have some people come in and they might be nice at first, and then it's going to start getting crazy. Again, just go to their Google Plus and you can usually see what they're leaving on other people's channels. And if they're leaving just garbage and they're just out to get a rise out of people, just block them. I also recommend vidIQ. You can go over to the website again and check that out. vidIQ is a free program that you install, and it gives you all the analytics on other people's videos. What tags they're using, how much estimated earnings, how many views. And that's a good tool to use to see what other people who are successful are doing and what you can incorporate on your system. Also write a good little video description. The first line's got to be something relevant to the topic, and then later on, put in your Facebook page and your website and all that stuff. And what you're looking for is you're looking for viewer engagement. People leaving comments, people watching the videos, people leaving thumbs up, people leaving thumbs down. Any type of viewer engagement is good and will increase your standings on YouTube and Google as a whole. And also, you want to network. Basically, what you can do is you can shoot a message to me or somebody else and say, hey Ned, I got a new YouTube channel and would you mind promoting it? Put it on your Facebook page or something like that. Don't just start promoting your site, because that's kind of rude to do that in the comments section, just to start spamming links or, hey, on my site I did blah, blah, blah. Just talk to the person first, ask for their permission, and take it from there. Networking is really important. We didn't ask Henry over at Life Beyond the Sea to promote us, but he did one day out of the blue, this last June, I think. And we got like 82 subs in one day. So it's networking, it's talking to people, it's writing relevant content and all that stuff. And finally, the last thing, when you're doing talking head videos, you're going to get tongue-tied a lot. You're going to lose your train of thought. It's going to go right off the tracks. So what you can do, what I usually do, is I have a little cheat sheet just with talking points. This is the one I did from other YouTube Millionaire videos. And I just tape it right beneath the camera, and I just look at the talking points, and I hopefully don't get too tongue-tied over time and say and too many times, as many people have pointed out. So again, if you're interested in setting up your own YouTube site, you can do it. It's very simple. You're not going to make a lot of money, but you're going to be making history, because when we upload this stuff to the web, it's forever, for better or for worse. Go over to the website. I'm going to do a full write-up on all that with all the information that you need, how to use Handbrake, all that stuff. And until next time, this is Ned over at My Philippine Dreams. And yes, you too can be a Philippines expat YouTube millionaire in 7 to 9 years. Peace.